On the Joe Clair Morning Show, we're doing really, really good. It is Wake Up Monday because, man, we have had a tumultuous weekend. We are now being joined on the phones, ladies and gentlemen, by Brennan Gilmore. Who's Brennan Gilmore, Joe? Brennan Gilmore is the young man who caught the video that the entire world is seeing right now that schooled us and opened our eyes to the tragedy that was going on in Charlottesville. Let's welcome him to the show.
Welcome,
Brennan.
Good morning.
Well, first of all, thanks for getting up and calling us this morning. You were in Charlottesville. You were there on official capacity, correct?
No, I was there in private capacity. I just wanted to join my brothers and sisters who were protesting against these Nazis who came to town.
Got you. So, but you happen to work for, who do you work for?
Well, right now I'm actually working for a company that's bringing IT jobs to rural areas of Virginia.
Got you. Okay. So you go and you capture this video. You get the video. You've been getting video all day of fights breaking out, clashes between the two sides, and then all of a sudden you get this car comes barreling down the street. How did you know to turn the camera on at that point? Did you sense it was about to be something going on?
No, I was actually already filming. We had, they'd broken up the main group of demonstrators after they declared a state of emergency. So me and a couple buddies were going down a side street, and I saw a crowd of anti-racists who were in somewhat of a celebratory mood. We were happy that this state of emergency had declared because it meant we were going to get pushed away from the park and hopefully sent out of our town. So these groups, were different affiliated anti-racist groups who were just walking up the street singing, and chanting. And I was taking pictures of them with my iPhone and started filming, and then heard from behind me a car come screaming down the road, a very narrow road, as you can see on the video. And I just kept things rolling as this, awful tragedy unfolded right in front of my.
When I saw the video, I think you were on MSNBC. You called it domestic terrorism, and it was kind of the interviewer. She was like shocked. She asked you, "Do you stand by that?" And I was kind of shocked because you were like one of the first people to go on and actually say that it was domestic terrorism.
What I witnessed was absolutely 100% intentional. This person knew what they were doing. He smashed into this crowd right in front of my eyes. Bodies went flying. We had just witnessed this group, this hate-filled group whose ideology is based on violence. It's based on excluding people's rights who don't look like them. And what I saw in front of me, I don't think you could call anything else but an intentional act to try and terrify people.
Wow. Brennan, do you think you've just had a life-changing experience? And I ask that because as I remember my parents talking about Martin Luther King in front of the Lincoln Memorial. I remember my parents talking about when the hoses came out in the dogs. I remember my parents talking about when the 16th Street Baptist Church got bombed and the little girls died. I am going to equate this to that. Is that a good assumption?
Look, I think this is a wake-up call for a lot of America who doesn't realize the natural consequence of letting this type of hate-filled ideology exist and continue. Of course, our communities of colors are quite aware of this type of hatred, this type of the very dangerous consequences and effects of what these type of people are capable of. And I think the rest of America, especially those, who have flirted with these very dark and dangerous forces of hatred, need to understand what the natural consequences are. This could get worse unless there is universal condemnation, and these guys are pushed back into the dark corner of history where they belong.
Universal condemnation.
Woo!
Oh, I love it. That's the name of my new mixtape, Brennan. Universal condemnation. I love it, man.
Thank you so much.
We want to thank you so much for taking some time out. I know everybody in the world is calling you right now. Thank you so much for being on the Joe Clair Morning Show.
Thank you so much. And I just want to say, my heart and prayers are with the families of the victims of Heather Heyer, who I consider a martyr for standing up against these racists and, who gave her life there on Saturday.
Thank you so much, man.